Okay, that's it. I'm live. So I should be on YouTube. Let me have a look at the. Not that it matters, I guess. Let me see here. YouTube. I guess that's me there. Yep, there I am. Not too sure what all this is. Why is it doing that? That's pretty scary actually. Right, there I am. What was that other one that was on there? Righto, okay, what I'm wanting to look at, so where are you? You're on Zoom, which is there. So what do you want? You're looking at GJ. What would you like to say about GJ then?
Well, I think in Asia sessions on Fridays, we often get impulse moves. So I think once this high breaks here, it's going to give us at least the 10 pips. But I think the resistance is closer to 143.50. So if it breaks here, it's a 25 pip move with the first TP at 10 points.
The trouble I'm having at the moment is on this feed is I can't move your Zoom. It's on one screen, but I'm sharing on my main screen, and I don't know how to move it across to the main screen. How do I do that? Not leave, mute.
You have to set up your Streamlabs to stream more than one thing.
Yeah. Righto. Let me have a look. Righto, you're looking at GJ. You're what's that?
Yeah, I've triggered a buy now. It's gone above by 2 pips. So triggered a buy.
So you're just going on an impulse trade going long, are you?
Yeah, 28.9 and higher.
What chart are you on?
Currently I'm on a 5 minute. I might have triggered it slightly too early. Don't think it got to 28.9.
So what was your entry?
28.1. So the higher is 27.5, but that's the bid. So the ask would have been 28.3. Yeah, so I was actually shy 6 pips.
The high that I have at the moment is 276. So it's pushing up a bit now. 276. So I'm just wondering how you got
it. Yeah, see the red line has gone above my entry. Oh, there we go.
So what's your target then?
Triggered now. 49. GJ.
Because I didn't actually, I was not. We can look at it.
Oh, so what's the purpose of the call? Are you just wanting to do a plan for the day?
Exactly. I'm looking at the Aussies. AJ and AU was the whole purpose of the whole thing. I just want to set up a plan for this morning, for the day, for AJ and AU. The trade's pushing up
Right,
well,
okay.
by the way.
Did you take this trade?
No. No, I wasn't, like I said, I was here trying to set everything else up. I wasn't here to take a trade. That was not the purpose of the meeting. I hadn't even looked at GJ. I looked at the daily today, but I didn't look at taking a trade at this hour of the day, no.
Right, okay. Okay, well.
Mind you,
that's fine.
11:42. It is that time of the day when we should be looking at that. Yes, for a monthly thing, for a daily.
Oh shit. Oh, that's okay. For a second there, I thought I didn't set a stop loss.
So you still haven't got anything there at all to do that, to set an automatic stop loss every time you hit a trade.
No.
I think that's
You have
such a
to do
huge
it
mistake
manually.
on your part. I think you're crazy not to have something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking to build myself an algo to do it. I won't be very difficult, so I am gonna do it probably this weekend. Anyway, so yeah, well, over to you then if you wanna talk, lay out a plan.
Righto.
Let's
Well,
show it to
where's
AJ.
this here? Zoom meeting. Righto, so how do I share my screen? Righto, share screen. So you've got to stop sharing, you have stopped sharing. There.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing, and I think I have to give you. Can you take control of the Zoom?
Don't know.
Because
It's
what
just got
will
to share
happen
share
is
screen. Host disabled participant share screen sharing. So you have to enable it.
I have to work out how to do that.
You
Okay, I
are the
made you
host
a host.
now. I am the host now. Right.
So now I think what will happen is either you can share screen or you can take control of my screen. I'm not quite sure. No, okay, you're sharing your screen. Okay.
You are screen sharing, right? Okay. Now I want to put this. Here's AJ. I want to look at yesterday's price action. It's already done what I wanted to do this morning. What I'm looking at here, I'll get rid of this thing. I've got way too many lines as it is. This was a level but doesn't really apply anymore. I need to explore why those levels are there. That's just this level, all these levels here, I think. So sometimes I draw in these levels. I don't write in a title for them. I never know what they're for. And then they come back and they work really well sometimes when at a later date. Anyway, they're off the screen at the moment. So what I have here, this is this month's price action. So, you know, here's this month's price action here. That's all this month so far, and we're coming to the end of the month. So when you look at it, it's quite a ordinary month. And if I look at that on a monthly chart, this is suggestive of two strong months up. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a retrace, and then another continuation. Now we've had two strong months, and now we've had this month, which is not as strong. My question is this ready for another retrace, perhaps even back to here? I'm going to put a line on that level because I want to know where that level is, because that seems important. I mean, I could put it elsewhere. I'm going to stick with that at the moment. See, that's a bit of a level there too. So I'm just going to put a line in for both of those. And here, this one's the obvious one. I'll do it there. I'm going to go back. I'll just have a quickly look at the weekly. Weekly's been 1, 2, 3 down, lower lows and lower highs. And on the daily, these are these two levels here. So that was a couple of months ago, what was it, 3 months ago, the two highs, and this is a little while ago, these ones. Now that I've identified them, because I can see it's at next month, what is currently the M1. So I'm just going to get rid of them because I've got enough of a mess here as it is. I'm also going to get rid of this month here to clean it up a bit as well. As we know, too many lines and people get confused, which is understandable. The big thing nowadays is pure price action, and I completely understand that, why people want to do that. So here's the daily, and here's the level that I'm looking for, which is interesting because that's the level I'm looking for next month. So we've had this push up. I want to buy this pair. I would like to buy it down here next month, but I'm not entirely certain how I'm going to go there. We've also got this level here. Seems to be an important level around here somewhere. Take your pick. I'll get rid of that and I'll put in a bizzo here. So for next month, I don't really want to talk about the next month stuff on a daily basis. It just happens that today is the last day of this month, and then we're into a new month next month. So depending what happens today, how far we go down here. But that's a zone here, which is pretty much that same level that I drew in previously from the monthly chart, which was next month's M1. So if we get down here, I'm going to be looking to buy in this level here. So we're looking at 78.5-ish. Yeah, 78.5-ish. I'll be looking to go long on this pair, and I'll be looking to go long forever. So based on, like, we've had the last 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 days of lower lows, lower highs. Then we had this one double bottom, high, but we've had another lower low, lower high. It did end the day bullish with a bit of a rejection down from this level. It also closed above this level here, which was the M3. So that seems to have formed into a support zone. But this candle at the moment is still a lower low, lower high, which is a continuation of the downtrend that we've had since we hit the high up here. So based on this, I would think that I want to look at today as possibly going down further. That would also help set us up for a trade, to get down to this bottom here for next month. So I'm looking to go short this one. What do you think of that? Shorting a short bias on the AJ based on that.
Yeah, look, so I think there is a chance from seasonals that it can go down until about middle February.
Yes.
And then it's around then that I see it normally turns bullish for up until April.
Righto.
What I do recognize is that sometimes pullbacks presents themselves as consolidations instead. So like a flat consolidation pattern, which is almost what you've got here.
Yes.
So it just shows you how hard it is for the market to do this retrace.
Yeah.
And maybe it will build momentum towards the end, but I don't know if it will get as deep as that white box of yours.
Right.
Just because it's the bigger fundamentals are bullish.
Yeah.
that the bears are struggling to take it low enough.
Yes, I agree with that. That if this is a push down, it's not very convincing, and it just shows, as you said, the fundamentals are for a weaker yen and a stronger Aussie. So yes, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
So,
So
you know,
in that, maybe what you should consider, if you don't get your low end target, then maybe what you should do is buy a upside breakout, because then you get confirmation that the drop's finished,
yeah,
and at least then you don't see the impulse leaving the station without you.
yeah, which is a next month thing. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, for today, bearish, based on this price action. What do you think?
Well, yesterday's daily candle is a bullish candle with a long tail to the bottom.
Yes.
So I think it's actually going to be bullish.
Righto. So now I'm going to go down here. This is today's price action. So for me, we've had this zone. You know, we usually draw this bit of a zone here. That's been working pretty well lately. So you know, I've got the top here at the top of this candle, the low here, and we've had a breakout up there. But if you have a look at like yesterday, wrong one. If you have a look at yesterday's, here it is here. I drew that. It broke out to the bottom, then had a retrace back in before going down and having to come back in. So my point being, it wasn't really a really strong break in the direction. We did get 17 pips down, but you know, had to break down, retrace, and then continue on down. So that was yesterday's. Yesterday's was also an out of position because I was bearish on this yesterday, but I never got my sell, because my sell zone, I was looking for a signal up in this area here, which I never got. So I never got that.
Yeah, you can see you actually got it early. You have to front run this.
Yes, here. That's correct. But this is around 1950, so that's my time. That's, you know, early hours of the morning, and I'm just not
Yeah.
here. Well, you know, 21. Well, it's 6 o'clock in the morning there. So I'm just not at the charts at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It came down and came to the take profit zone, and then was on was up since then. So we got back to the same level, up to the same level where we front ran from it. So anyway, I'm considering wanting to go short. So here is my this is the zone I want to take. I want to sell it in. So I'm looking to sell here. I'm just looking for a suggestion to sell, and or a pattern here to sell. And that's kind
Well,
of what
why?
I'm waiting.
Because bearish structure is broken. You should now be bullish.
Well, I've just explained why I want to go bearish, based on that that daily thing.
The daily candle has rejected support.
The daily is lower lows, lower highs.
Yeah, but you've got a candle, a pin bar.
Yeah, look,
bullish pin
look,
bar.
I'm not here to argue it, All I'm trying to say is the point of this discussion is, 'cause I really don't want to argue about different opinions on.
Yeah, but you should
But-
first create your bias on the price action and the structure.
Well, I've just did.
Okay.
I mean, you can
So
disagree, but there's no sense
okay,
in.
you thinking bigger trend still bearish.
I'm thinking the bigger trend's still bearish. That's why I looked at the daily chart. There it is.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the continuation of this process, which is what I explained earlier. So pick a team.
Alright.
I'm bearish.
Okay.
So I'm prepared to go bullish. If it breaks above here, there we go, and then I can look for a buy above that. How'd your GJ go?
So you're close to, no, losing at the moment.
So
So it's close to where you should sell it.
exactly, I'm just looking for you know, I don't want to just blindly sell it. I'm looking for a signal. I'm on a 10-minute chart, so I can go to a 15 or something if I wanted to. But as we know, I should really be looking for a sell below this level down here. Or I can look at this chart, or I can look for a suggestion.
Wayne would sell now, though. He would sell that, you know, he sells the up, and then he writes the down, 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 down.
Yes, that's correct.
He would sell now.
So that's a 230. You're quite right, because that is around the candle when it came up, tagged this level. Now, if I highlight this level here, I'll leave that as it is, and I'll go to the smaller time frames. Is there a? Yep, there it is. It's the 8-hour sell level right there. As well, they're the same, and the 4-hour as well, exactly the same level. So there's a lot of signals there to sell. I'm just not. The next hour might be, so I might look to see if I could get in a sell signal on the next hourly. What I would look at. So that's all I'm looking at, is to try and get in on this for this move here. So I'm looking for that move there. What's that? So that's the move I'm looking for. You would be looking to buy around here. No, you wouldn't. You're going to be looking to buy the break up here.
Yeah.
And even yesterday, when we had a break lower as an out of position trade, it broke below the previous day low over here. But it still came back. You did get your 10 pips, 14 pips. Before coming back to the close, yesterday's close, and then continuing down, and that was the move there. That happened around 4:10 mark, which is about 1:20 in the afternoon, 20 past 1 around lunchtime. Isn't that when the Japanese go on lunch? Do you remember what time the Japanese markets shut down for lunchtime?
I think it's about 1 o'clock, isn't it? Your 2 o'clock?
Yeah, so that's interesting because, okay, well that started just before that, or as it occurred, really. So the Japanese pushed that down. But you could consider them perhaps Shanghai, not long after Shanghai opened. I think Shanghai opens at 11, I believe. The point being is you did have a break, and there was certainly sufficient pips in there to take a short for a quick scalp. The real move didn't come till later.
Yeah.
So your position, would you be prepared to look at a buy of this above that level there, above the 80.245? Yesterday's high.
That red dotted line, is that the last 4-hour high?
No, that's yesterday's high.
The day's high?
That's yesterday's high.
Okay. Yeah, well, that would be quite bullish if it breaks higher.
That's something Odette tells me. She says, you don't explain, people don't know what you're looking at, and she's quite right. I've got to remember that. So, as the explanation, this is yesterday's price action. This is yesterday's 24-hour period. Yesterday's 24-hour price action. And this is today's 24-hour price action. There.
Right, okay, but it is the same high. The last 4 hour was the day's high as well. But it's okay.
Yeah, well, yesterday's high. It's a 24 hour.
Yeah, you're on a 10-minute chart, so those last bars there would be the 4 hour high and the day's high. That's what I'm saying.
Today's high.
The last 4 hour of yesterday.
Yeah, that's yesterday's high.
Yeah, and yesterday's last 4 hour high.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Which was
Yeah, so I would really be buying a breakout of that high.
yeah. Which
That
is
would
the
be
other
great.
option.
Yeah.
If this level's not respected.
And basically what we can say, given that you want to sell, you'd sell the break of the low, the recent low there. You are basically saying, okay, we're ranging right now and we would be taking a breakout trade.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I can sell below here as a breakout trade. I can be selling here as a breakout trade, breakout up that way. And also watching for a double top, because if you have a look at yesterday's price action, previous day high was the top here. That's what I put in as the top of the range. This was yesterday's range, and yesterday's range was we had a break up and then a break down, and down she went. So that went up not quite 10 pips. It's also yesterday's high. So the breakout trades are not, there's nothing guaranteed about them, as we know. But you would have been a break even by this point anyway. And also AJ, because it's not as volatile as GJ, you could certainly consider taking profit, and also the spread, like this is 0.04 on my spread here. And this spread, I've seen it at 0. So, you know, GJ's, let me have a look at GJ, what's GJ? Is 1. I'm at 1 pip spread.
But do you get the same amount of 10 pip moves out of AJ?
Well, that's what I'm
Do you
saying,
have to
because
settle for 8 pip moves?
yes, that's what I'm saying. The volatility is not the same. The spread's less, so taking an 8 pip, may well be just as easy as taking a,
Well, I'm about to get you TP1 here and GJ.
Oh, yeah. Let me have a look. Where's GJ? Oh, yeah, it's pushing up nicely.
Go GJ. Come on, Charles, root for me.
Oh, go! I haven't got the bells and whistles. Go, you good
Yeah,
thing.
where's the horns? We
Yeah,
need
where's
the
the horns? So you're at 1-4. What was it? 144? Was it? No, 143.4 or something. Your TP.
Okay. Oh, 1 pip, man.
Oh, okay, so you're.
Got you 9. It's this fivers, man. Their spreads are so wide. If I was now trading in my IC markets, I would have hit TP.
Right.
Anyway, I'm gonna just set my stop loss to break even.
No, that's a good idea. Boom, got it. You get it?
Yeah, it's closed. TP1's closed. I've got a runner running.
Right on. Well done.
Oh, that was a good. How much did I make? $20.
Good.
So now that puts me at 337 with to reach 600.
Righto.
And hopefully the algo will do the rest for me today, and the runner.
Righto.
Well, not in one day though. That's too much to ask. My TP2 is 49. So
Yeah,
that's
look,
another 10 pips.
AJ's pushing up as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least you've got your plan, so you won't be in trouble if you follow it, and you just won't get a short. That's all.
How do I ignore this? Okay. That was a call from Queensland. I'm getting all these calls from Queensland, and they're the bullshit ones. You know, you just answer it and nobody talks to you. I get them every day.
Yeah, well, they want to sell you electricity, new electricity.
No, you just answer and nobody's there. I don't know what it's about. Why do people do that? What's the game?
You have to say hello more than once, and because it's the computer that makes the call, and they wait for you to speak. But if you say hello too fast, the computer's not ready to hear that. And then once you answer and he hears you speak, then he puts you through to the call center who wants to sell you something.
Because I usually just, so I often just don't answer them. I mean, I answer them and don't say anything.
Yeah, that's the way to to prevent the computer for putting you through to the call center. Okay, you want to do another pair or
Yeah,
just
I want to do AJ and AU.
Okay, let's do AU. I am very interested in AU.
Okay, AU. There it is. Let me bring it across. Well, it's pretty much the same as the AJ. Very, very similar. I'm following you with your reject here, which could also be judged as a front run for next month, and it's more pronounced here. So
Yeah, and if you look at the weekly pivots, you'll see why it rejected there.
yeah, I mean for the week, there it was. This was you had your well all along here. This how far much to go up here is 15 pips. But I mean this candle here was the sell one all day long, but so were these.
What day was that, by the way? Is that Wednesday?
That's what I was about to look at. That was 27th. What day was that? At 2. So that was in the morning. That was at so that's my 11 o'clock. Was that your 12 or your 10?
What time is it there, sorry?
Now it's 12 o'clock.
Is that the 2 o'clock candle you say?
Yes. That one
Oh,
there.
that's Sydney Open, isn't it? 2 o'clock candle is Sydney Open.
Well, there you go.
So in one day, they did the whole weekly move.
So that's 28. So it was a day and a half.
In 28 1-hour bars.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
1 day and 4
No.
hours, they've done the whole
No.
weekly move.
It was 32.
Okay.
32 1-hour candles. So, but you could say that's from the end of it. So maybe that's 31 to the bottom, to when it hit the bottom. You could also say that it hit here, which was our target, in 23 bars. So you're right. I stand corrected. You're right. So it's a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
It hit the bottom. Yes. It hit our
It's
target.
amazing. Yeah. You have to wait for the trade, and then it plays out very quickly. So given that the Bears got what they wanted this week, if you look to next week, where would price go to for them to take it down again, which would be the next M3, which is still moving. So as price tries to get there, it will move up a little bit. If price stays here, then next week you'll probably see a little bit more bullishness to get there and then sell off. It could do what it did this week. Look,
Yeah.
start of the week it went to M3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
M3, M2, M3 target.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but the interesting thing is for today. It's interesting because this has been down. AJ's been up. Hang on, let me go to 10. Yeah, AJ's been up for the day. So AJ opened here, is up, been up as high as 13 pips, and AU is down. So USD is stronger, has been down about the same. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, based on my business of trying to take this down, I'm looking at this and thinking, is that a a lower low, lower high scenario, or is could this be considered a head and shoulders here? Let me see if I can find my drawing tool. Oops, wrong one. What's it called again? Epic Pen. There it is. Epic Pen. Where'd it go? So, oh, wrong colour obviously. Where's the colour?
Wow.
Oh, here.
Did you see gold yesterday?
Well, we can have a look at gold, but anyway, look, here's the head, shoulder, shoulder. Could we consider this so a possible up to the top of the shoulder there somewhere, and then down somewhere, up, down. Because we're still looking at a possibility of the that Elliott Wave guys, we're still looking at possible further USD strength. Is that correct?
The guy, the Jeremy Wagner guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy
mean-
Wagner, is that him?
Yeah, he was the guy whose dollar charts I sent you about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, right.
We were talking about euro going down to 120.50
Yeah.
or even 120. And yeah, he was saying the dollar might get strong. The other guys that I joined up with yesterday, I haven't really read their dollar stuff. And I couldn't have told you about what they were saying 2 weeks ago, given that I only joined them last night for
Right. Gotcha.
index information
But
only.
yeah, weren't you saying earlier that the read was for further? Yeah, right. Okay. Doesn't matter. Just have a quick look at your. Oh, GJ's heading back down again.
I'm probably stopped out at break even already.
So look, I'll show you this. How about this? Right. So this morning, looking at their range from this morning, their range breakout. Because this is pretty much how you were doing it, wasn't it?
Oh man.
What?
I forgot to set a TP on my GJ trade that I was running in my FTMO account, and so now it's hit stop loss. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The FTMO is cancelled. They just let me still play in the account. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, is that how you would play the breakout thing here from this morning? Or would you, because that's exactly what it's doing now, it's tapping back into that level right now. And
You're
the-
on a 10-minute, aren't you? I think it's a bit too soon, so I want to see more information for the morning range. How big is your high to low so far for today?
Oh, for today, well that's, this one here is 10 pips,
Yeah.
not quite 11. At the moment it's a total of 20.
Yeah. So I'd sell the break of the 20 pip low, or I would short the top of that range, the 20 pip range. It's a little bit what Ryan used to do, right?
Yeah, but have you seen, you haven't been watching any of Wayne's stuff, have you?
No.
He doesn't, mate, whenever anybody raises Ryan's stuff, he's very short on it. Remember when he used to talk about, oh, Ryan, he's such a champion, such a great trader, one of the best traders I know and all that? He doesn't say much anymore. He just sort of, oh, that's something else, that's not that, no. He just, somebody talks about, oh, that's the, what is it, IMAP or whatever, and all he says is, oh, this is the entrance.
Yeah, well, he did mention some people still being in the program trying to get the funded challenge thing that he runs, which is like a 2 or 5 year program, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
And
separate
I think,
separate to.
yeah, I don't know if it's him hosting it now or still Ryan. But
Yeah, well, my point
we'll
is.
see, because in May, when all the swing moves are over and he's saying, okay, now it's time to hunt rabbits again, maybe that's when that gets marketed again.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is whenever anybody mentions it at the moment, he's very short. He doesn't, you know. Whereas before, previously, he's been very. Oh, Ryan's such an, you know, what an amazing this, that, and the other. But nowadays, he barely says anything. So maybe he's finally woken up, because he was having.
I
an
noticed
effect.
also the price that they were going to increase, so that you could do both. You know, that is back to the normal price, $99 a month.
Right.
And was going to be like $129 a month to include Ryan stuff.
Yeah. So I think there's a bit of
Politics going on.
well, look, I'm not going to keep this stream. I'm going to delete it, so I'll just talk about it anyway. Is there anybody else on here? I don't think so. There's only there's only you and I. But you know, Ryan's he pissed off a lot of people. All the people in his program, a lot of them were not happy, as we read. You know, they were just sort of really, and he was nasty. I mean, and sneaking in there on false names and all that sort of stuff. You know, people were. Cause remember what you and I were saying, that girl that came in we said, oh, that's Ryan. And everybody's going, no, it's not Ryan. And then eventually all those people turned around and said, yeah, that was Ryan.
Oh, really? Did they?
Oh, yeah. There's a big discussion on it. People say, no, that was pretty sure that was Ryan, you know, because that when he disappeared, that name disappeared. because he came in.
Oh,
He came in and wrote that letter, that thing saying, you know, this is a toxic place and, you know, you're all bad people and, you know, you can all go and take it, you know, all this, that and the other. And then that name never turned up again. That's what people were saying. And they said, oh, what happened to whatever her name was, you know? And they said, oh no,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was Ryan, and because ever since he came on here and got nasty, he's disappeared. He's not here anymore. That girl, you know, they said there's never been any comments. So, you know, they said we're pretty sure it was Ryan. Because that was you and
Yeah,
I was the
okay.
one that was talking about it, and you were agreeing with me, or you raised the matter, or whatever.
Yeah, someone else said it can't be because they noticed that she was attending the stream at the same time he's hosting it. But you know, it could be his wife, or
Yeah, but
any other profile he's got access to.
yeah, well, that's right. He could easily do that. That's not hard to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
And I mean, I see JP do that. He's got two profiles. One that he puts onto the stream so that he can play music through that profile. I dropped a comment once to him. I said to him, he actually has to pay me to listen to his music because I just can't bear it. and then he was quite affronted.
oh, was he?
Told me to fuck off. Yes. Yeah, there goes GJ again. It's interesting. It came back, tapped me out at my break-even TP, and now it's going for a second run. I tell you, there's 8 times out of 10 you can short once the 10 pips have been achieved, because the amount of people that's getting out of this pattern, scalping pattern trade, causes the 10 pip drop. Anyway,
Well, it's interesting because unless you jumped in early, because my GJ from the previous top, it's only 9.6 pips.
well, the breakout there, that
Yeah,
one where you are now.
Yeah, this is an hourly, so the previous hour high, or am
Yeah.
I on the wrong time frame here?
No, you're on the right. That's right.
Well, hang on, you went from here, didn't you? From here. Oh yeah, that's 12 pips, yeah. Yeah, whenever I'm doing a measure of pips, available pips or something from one level to another, with GJ, it's got to be at least 14. 10 pips won't do it for me. So the question is...
Yeah, the thing is you're adding 2 pips to the high, and then you've got your spread to deal with as well to get out.
Yeah. I always go at
But
least
you know,
14.
it's only fair. I mean, effectively, when I get 10 pips, I have to deduct 0.7 for the commission that I've paid. So I'm really just getting 9.3.
Yeah.
If you were to take 10 pips all the time, that would include your commission, which is built into your spread. That is why your spread's 1.1. If you take off the 0.7, you're really on a 0.4, which is what I'm on. But therefore, you shouldn't go for 10 pips. You should go for 9.3 instead.
Yeah.
And then you'll probably get more of these trades working out for you.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, anyway, but like I said, I didn't come. When I turned this on, I was not looking for a break and a trade. So I'm just trying to.
Well, that's interesting. With the fibers, I've got a 1.1 spread as well, but they charge me commission on top of that too.
Right.
Where Pepperstone doesn't charge you commission, do they?
No.
That's a really good spread you've got there.
And like I say, the AJ, that's what I like looking at AJ now. I've seen it at 0. Every now and then it jumps down to 0, but of course, trying to catch it's a different thing.
I noticed there for a second that your GJ fell to 0.7. That probably would have been the same time that your AJ would have fallen to 0.
Yeah. Well, even the AJ.
All right, well, thank you. I think I'm going to go do some other things now.
Yep, righto. Off you go. I better
All right,
too,
well,
because it's after 12 o'clock. It's nearly 12:30. I've got to go. You're quite right. I'll catch you
Yeah.
later. Thanks for dropping in. I don't know if you want to consider doing this a little bit more, you know, regularly at an earlier time and set a time frame for it, and what exactly, you know, set up a, you know, we're going to talk about this, and that's what we're going to do, and then we'll log off, you know, go through what we want to go through, and then move on.com, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just don't know what following it will get if we don't call trades.
Yes, but
So,
first you got to start doing it regularly to work out a format. Like
well,
today,
at least we've got a win today, so
yeah.
there you go.
Well, I mean,
Put
you
it
know,
in the title.
you got to
Oh,
start.
you're not sharing this one.
You got to start. So there you go. You know, you got to start. And if you
Yeah.
don't start, you're just talking. And talk is cheap. You know, either you're going to do it, which means you got to start doing it, or you're not going to do it. You're just going to talk about it. You know. And so if you want
Yeah.
to do it, let's do it, and be done with it. You know what I mean?
Okay. All the best.
Right. Catch you later.
Cheers, man. Bye.
I think you have to turn that off, do you?